All right, so we're going to begin by talking about week 9, and this is productivity. And so what do new teachers most often worry about when it comes to technology? Well, a lot of teachers worry about classroom management, especially when we're in the computer lab. Or many of you have described feeling a little bit nervous about using one-to-one devices, or whether that be iPads or laptops, or even a bring your own device. So I want you to start off by thinking about what are some of the classroom management strategies that you see your AI and ULA use in W200. Some of them use cup systems. Some of them, are constantly walking around the room. So think about what are the different pedagogical strategies that your ULA or your AI uses in W200. So today we're going to briefly talk about teacher tasks and productivity tools and some of the great ways that technology can help us do that. So we've already gone over these 4 different tasks here: content exploration, production, communication, data collection, and analysis. Congratulations, you are almost all the way through the second unit of W200, because now we're landing on productivity, and this is where it gets really great, because this is where it really gets to the point where it's going to save you time and allow you to do teaching and or learning activities more efficiently. So the E that we'll be using a lot this week is efficiency. Sorry, my computer is going crazy. So let's start by talking about how technology can be used to support you as a teacher with different productivity tasks. Again, to try and get it so that you're spending less time doing things that you don't need to. So the first one is planning lessons. There are so many amazing things out there for teachers. So whether it's via Pinterest or other different websites, there are already lessons created for you. Now, you may want to tweak those lessons or come up with different ideas, but isn't it great to have this resource at your fingertips? So those would be some examples of pre-class teacher activities. Other things like creating worksheets too. So being able to actually create things before you go to class, technology can help you do that. The next one is in-class teacher tasks. So this would be managing your classroom as well as facilitate learning in the classroom. So technology can help you do that. Either recording different class events or facilitating learning by using multimedia resources. Students can take notes using multimedia resources. And you can kind of also use the technology to see what are my students working on. Post-class teacher tasks would be things like grading or assessment or recording different information. So keeping track of students' grades, keeping track of their attendance, figuring out what they know and what they don't know. All of these things technology can do to help support you. So get your Symbaloo ready, because you're definitely going to want to include some of these links into your Symbaloo mix. So here are some of the great links that we use on a regular basis. For those of you that teach mathematics, this one is fantastic, Illuminations. It has a ton of amazing links to not just interactives, which you probably already explored in Content Exploration Week. If you haven't, I highly suggest that you do that. Or looking at some of the different ones highlighted in here. So here are some different lessons that they have. And here are the lessons that they have highlighted. Can you be a Ken? So they have different puzzles that you can solve. They even have the different activity sheets available for you, as well as the lesson. And the great thing about this is always mapped to the actual standards, the national standards for teachers of mathematics. They also have the Common Core math standards. So for those of you that aren't going to be teaching in Indiana, these are all the standards, and you can search by each individual standard. So that's another really great resource. Another one that I really like, PBS Kids, is fantastic. Discovery Education. Read, Write, Think is fantastic for English language arts. So you can look at all the different resources, but they also have different learning objectives in here, as well as different activities. So here are the lesson plans. They have 890 different lesson plans, again, that were done by Read, Write, Think, which was contributed by the International Literacy Association and NCTE, which is the National, Council for Teachers of English. that's another really great resource. So go online and click on some of these links, and we'll post this PowerPoint as well as all of the links in the class prep so that you can explore these. But these are fantastic lesson plans, and again, Symbaloo them so that you can look at them later. There are corporate sponsored ones as well. So the corporate sponsored ones are like BrainPop is fantastic, and BrainPop Junior. They have some really great activities that you can look at. Microsoft Office has some templates that you can use. So if you want to do like book report templates, or if you're going to do state reports, there are links to state reports in there. Scholastic Teachers has a ton of different worksheets and templates that you can use and follow, as well as Smartboard Exchange. A lot of you did that. With your week, you submitted your different Smartboard activities. So there's a ton of different things that teachers have already created up there. And even EDU iTunes, there are books that you can download and from different universities and different schools. This is another really great resource to check to make sure that whatever website you have for your students is age appropriate. So I clicked on this one, both of them will work. And let's say that I want to take, let's go to 2nd grade. Let's see, this activity is a 2nd grade one. Actually, let's look at the handout. Let's look at the handouts. Okay, so this one doesn't have a bunch of them. I'm going to go to the W200 website instead. So I'm going to copy all of the information on the W200 webpage and come in here and paste it and check the readability. And what you can see is that the reading level here is really quite high on our homepage. So this is probably something that we want to check out. It means that this has to be, there are lots of different grade levels here, all of them higher than 12th grade reading level. Sentence information, we used one sentence that was 73 words long. I don't even know how that's possible, so that's something that we have to look into. But you obviously wouldn't direct your 4th grade, 5th grade students to this particular website. So we recommend that you use this in your final teacher website. Some different technology tools that can support classroom management. There are some really amazing tools out there, and we're going to model some for you this week. There are some really great QR codes that you can use. There are smart apps so that you can actually see what's going on your students' tablets or on their computers. And Class Dojo, that's another one that we are actually going to model for you today, and this helps with classroom management. There are, in this teacher, I'm going to allow you to click on her link, so we're going to insert the link in here so that you can actually click on it and watch it yourself. And she talks about lots of different tools that she uses in her mathematics classroom. Students and teachers can both use technology in order to support their note-taking. So this is Evernote and OneNote. I really love OneNote in particular, but Evernote can be used on Mac PC, on your phone, on a lot of different options, and it's online. So you can literally drag things into Evernote, and I'm going to show you one quick video of that.
Students think in a 21st century environment. Kids aren't sitting down with books and tabbing pages and taking traditional note cards the way they used to. They're looking at videos. They are pulling from research databases. They're pulling from internet websites.
Our one-to-one program, we've given every student a MacBook computer.
We use Evernote as the main tool in my social studies class.
One, you can use it for just taking notes in class.
And I use it for a really big group collaborated project.
Well, I like that I can bring Word documents and PowerPoints and such into it.
If I can have everything in one place where it's indexed and I can search for it, it'd be so much more organized and it would really help me as a student.
To teach students Evernote, it's just like watching a kid get on a bike and the light bulb just went off.
And I try to kind of teach my friends about it, and they liked it too when they used it.
Because they didn't get that with the paper, but they all of a sudden got it when they saw it in a notebook form on the computer. I just draw it, and then I take a picture, and we have a shared notebook, and so all the kids can just access that day's class notes right then and there without having to do any work.
So I really like that idea where it has all of the teacher notes already embedded in it, and that's a fantastic way to keep things organized. There's also Remind.com, which is one of my favorite tools to use, and this can send a message to somebody's cell phone. They don't actually, so if you're a teacher and your students sign up for Remind.com, it doesn't actually provide you with that person's cell phone. It just looks like it's subscribed to it. And then this is what it looks like when we send a message. So we can do that for Remind.com or Calendar. So either one of those are great options. There are also lots of learning management tools that can help support teachers after class. So Class Dojo, that really works on more behavior management, but it communicates with the parents as well. Edmodo is another great one that we're going to show you later on. And of course, you know OnCourse and Canvas, which are two that we use here at IU, and it allows you to help have a space for discussion and communication, as well as a place to keep grades and feedback and student work. So this is an example of what Class Dojo looks like, and this is how people sign up for it, and this is just something that Class Dojo actually provides to the teachers to give to the students, to give to parents. Rubrics are another really fantastic thing that you should have for your big projects. We have that for most of our W200 projects so that you can see what's expected of you, and it also makes grading a heck of a lot easier because we can literally just click on the different things that are the points and it automatically adds it up for us, and you as the student can see feedback, which is really important to your learning. So what we want you to do for the class prep is make sure that you have Symbalooed at least 3 resources from the previous slides, and there will be links also on the class prep for you. We'd like you to find one for pre-class use, one for in-class use, and one for after-class use. So those were the 3 things that we had talked about. And finally, I want you to discuss how technology could help you manage the following items. So how does it help you manage teaching resources, grades, attendance, discipline, and rewards, as well as announcements and communicating parents? So how can technology help you solve all of those different things? And in order to look at all of those different ones, the key word for the day is going to be iced tea. I hope that you have a great W200, and thank you for watching.